All right, shalom, shalom, Israel. This is Brother Kazak Magun. First and foremost, I want to give all honor and glory to the Most High Yahweh, Ba'ashima Mashiach, Wamalak Yahushua. That's Yahweh, who the word ignorantly calls God, in the name of his son, Yahweh Shai, who the word ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, And so, the topic of this lesson, through the Spirit, the Lord led me through the Spirit because I was reading Genesis. And just to get some background on it, I was reading Genesis and I was reading how our forefathers, even before the time of Moses, you know, the Lord had them keeping the law, and this is a common misconception that the law first came through Moses, and that's just through reading and through the sight of the Lord, through the Lord giving you the eyes to see these things, you can see that our forefathers they had the law, and were keeping it, even before Moses came about, even before the time of Moses. The Lord gave our forefathers the law, and our forefathers were keeping the law. You know, let me get this real quick because the Lord didn't create man and then all of a sudden was like, okay, I'm gonna give them a law. Because the Lord don't change. The Lord had them keeping the law from the beginning, man. From the beginning, from the Garden of Eden, the Lord had them keeping the law. Let's go to this real quick because the Lord don't change. We'll go to the book of Malachi. Salakia. Book of Malachi, chapter 3, verse 6. It says, For I am the Lord, I change not. Therefore ye sons of Jacob are not consumed. So it said the Lord said he doesn't change, man. The Lord is the same. The Lord is the same, and the Lord is everlasting, so he'll never change. You can't put no time limit on the Lord, so I can't say the Lord was the same from the beginning. But the Lord is the same. The Lord will never change. The Lord will always have his laws, statutes, and commandments within full effect. Even from the beginning of the world, the Lord had his laws, statutes, and commandments in full effect, man. You know, and it's a common misconception that God's law is different from Moses' law. Well, first of all, Moses' law, where did Moses get the law from? Moses got the law from the Most High. So that wouldn't make it the law of Moses, as people commonly call it. I mean, you can call it the law of Moses, but what? It was received from the Most High, you know? It's the law of God. It's God's law. We're going to go to the book of Nehemiah real quick, just to clarify that. And then we're going to go ahead and hop into the scriptures. Book of Nehemiah, chapter 8, and verse 1. Just to show that the titles are interchangeable. The law of Moses, the law of God, it's interchangeable because it's the same law. It says, and all the people gathered themselves together. This is Nehemiah 8 and 1. And all the people gathered themselves together as one man into the street that was before the water gate. And they spake unto Ezra the scribe to bring unto the book of the law. Salakia. And they spake unto Ezra the scribe to bring the book of the law of Moses, which the Lord had commanded to Israel. So right there, Nehemiah 8 and 1, it said it's the book of the law of Moses. So now we just go skip down real quick. We just go skip down to, what is that? Verse 8. We go skip down to verse 8. It says, so they read in the book and the law of God distinctly and gave the sense and caused them to understand the reading. So they said, first they called it the book of the law of Moses. Next they called it the book of the law of God. So what? That tells you that this is the same book. This book the names are interchangeable, man. The law of Moses is the law of God. The law of God is the law of Moses, man. We got to come out of that. We got to come out of that misconception because really, to put the hammer on the nail, brothers just don't want to be keeping the law. Brothers just don't want to keep the law, so they be like, nah, that's Moses' law. We don't got to keep Moses' law. We got to keep the Most High's law. We got to keep Yahweh Shai's law. Hold on. Then Yahweh Shai. Hold on. I'm gonna get to it. Let me just get this precept real quick. It's the book of Matthew, chapter 19, and I'm gonna start at 16. It says, and behold, one came and said unto him, good master, what good thing shall I do that I may have eternal life? And he said unto him, why callest thou me good? There is none good but one, that is the Most High. But if thou wilt enter into life, keep the commandments. So Yahweh Shah said, keep the commandments. Let's see what Yahweh Shah, which commandments Yahweh Shah named. It says, it says, he said unto him which Yahweh Shai said, thou shalt not, thou shalt do no murder, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness. All of these things, all of those commandments that Yahweh Shai just named are written in the law of Moses, which we just saw is the law of God. So all three, everything that they follow, Moses, the Most High, and Yahweh Shai, it's all the same law. It's all interchangeable, man. There's no difference in the laws, man, because it was all given by one being, and that was the Most High. You know, it's the Most High's law either way it goes. You know. So let's get into it, man. Let's see if our forefathers was keeping the law before Moses. You know, to show even more in depth that this is actually God's law. You know. So like here, we gonna go to the book of Genesis, chapter 4, and I'm gonna start at verse. I'm gonna just start from the top. It says, "And Adam knew his wife, and she conceived and bare Cain, and said, I have gotten a man from the Lord. And she again bare his brother Abel, and Abel was a keeper of sheep, but Cain was a tiller of the ground." So you got two brothers, Cain and Abel. Cain came out first, Abel came out second. They was twins, you know. And it says, verse 3, "And in the process of time, it came to pass that Cain brought of the fruit of the ground an offering unto the Lord." So Cain brought an offering to the Lord. And let's keep reading. It says, and Abel he also brought of the firstlings of his flock and the fat thereof, and the Lord had respect unto Abel and to his offering. So what? Cain and Abel, they bring offerings to the Lord. Where can we find that at? Why would they be bringing offerings to the Lord? Or is that part of the law of the Lord? Let's see. Let's go to the book of Numbers. We'll go to the book of Numbers, chapter. What is that? Is that 18 that I want? 18 and 17. Book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 17. It says, "But the firstling of a cow, or the firstling of a sheep, or the firstling of a goat, thou shalt not redeem. They are holy. Thou shalt sprinkle their blood upon the altar, and shalt burn their fat for an offering made by fire for a sweet savor unto the Lord." So what is Cain and Abel doing? They made an offering to the Lord. This is part of the law. This is all written in the Most High's law. They was keeping the law. They didn't have it written, but they was keeping it orally by oral tradition, as they call it. You know. And where did they learn that law from? They learned it from their father Adam. And where did Adam learn it from? He learned it from the Most High. The Most High gave Adam the law. You know, when it said he brought Adam up from the dust of the ground, that's when the Most High gave Adam the law. So the law been there since the beginning, man. You know, the law been there since before the flood. You know, and that's what we finna distinguish right now. That the law been here since before the flood, since before Moses went up on Mount Sinai and received the tablets of stone, man. You know. So now we gonna go to the book of Job, cause through the spirit, brothers know. I mean, through my learnings from the brothers that I was taught by, you know, we recognize Job as he was a just man. You know, he wasn't an Israelite, but Job was in the time of the patriarchs. You know, so he was a son of God. You know, Job was a righteous man, like in the time of Noah, in the time of Abraham and all that. Job was in the time of the patriarchs. You know, he wasn't in the time like after Moses. So let's see if Job was keeping the law. We'll go to the book of Job, chapter 1, and I'm gonna start at verse 4. It says, "And his sons went and feasted in their houses, every one his day," meaning on their birthday, "and sent and called for their three sisters to eat and drink with them." So they was having a feast for their birthday, you know, a little birthday dinner or whatever. You know, that's what they was doing. Verse 5, it says, "And it was so, when the days of their feasting were gone about, that Job sent and sanctified them, and rose up early in the morning, and offered burnt offerings according to the number of them all. For Job said, it may be that my sons have sinned and cursed God in their hearts. Thus did Job continually. So he said, so Job was going and offering burnt offerings, you know, and basically sin offerings for his children, because he said they probably sinned against the Most High. He don't know, by they sinned against the Most High, cursing Him in their heart by celebrating their birthday, you know, putting themselves above the Most High, esteeming their day above one of His high holy days, you know, esteeming their day like they actually something, you know, like the Lord said in is that Sirach when He said, "Why is earth and ashes proud?" We not nothing but earth and ashes, you know. So our birthday celebrations, it don't even matter, man. You know, because all of this is vanity, like Solomon said in the book of Ecclesiastes. You know, all of this life is vanity. All the way up until we get in the kingdom, everything is just vanity, man. You know, unless you're keeping the law, statutes, and commandments of the Lord. So so yeah, Job was doing sin offerings for his children, man. You know, so we gonna go to the book of Leviticus to check this out, because what, this is in the law. This is in the law to make sin offerings, man. We'll go to the book of Leviticus, chapter 9, and verse 7. It says, "And Moses said unto Aaron, Go unto the altar and offer thy sin offering." So what? What did Job just do? Job made a sin offering for his children. You know, because he said they probably sinned in their heart and cursed the Most High. I mean, they probably sinned and cursed the Most High in their heart, you know. So we gonna go Leviticus 9 and 7. It says, "And Moses said unto Aaron, Go unto the altar and offer thy sin offering and thy burnt offering, and make an atonement for thyself and for the people, and offer the offering of the people, and make the atonement for them as the Lord commanded." So Moses told Aaron to go make an atonement for yourself. You know, go offer a bullock up for yourself and for the people. You know, and that's what Job did. He most likely offered something up for himself. I'm not trying to add to the word, but but he but more importantly, what it says, he made an offering for his children. You know, he made a sin offering for them. You know, because they probably cursed the Most High in their heart, man, by doing what they was doing, celebrating their birthday, having them feasts and all of that, you know. So let's get another example of our forefathers keeping the law. Let's go to the book of Genesis, chapter 5. We're going to read about Enoch. Not too much is written about Enoch, but we finna see. We finna see through the Spirit. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 5, and verse 21. It says, "And Enoch lived 60 and 5 years, and begot Methuselah. And Enoch walked with Yahweh after he begot Methuselah 300 years, and begot sons and daughters." So it says Enoch walked with the Most High. You know, let me keep reading that on that. It says, "And all the days of Enoch were 360 and 5 years, and Enoch walked with Yahweh, and he was not, for Yahweh took him." So what does it mean when it says Enoch walked with the Most High? You know, what does that mean? You know, let's get that. We gotta go through the precepts, cause what, in Psalms 119, you gotta go through the precepts to get the understanding, man, to see what it means how he walked with the Most High. In Psalms 119 and what is that, 104? Psalms 119 and 104. It says, "Through thy precepts I get understanding, therefore I hate every false way." So you gotta go through the precepts to get the understanding, man. You know, that's how we gonna understand these things. You know. So like, yeah, let me put my chair up a little bit. I'm tired of leaning like this. All right. So yeah, through the precepts we gonna get the understanding. So we gonna go to the book of Leviticus, chapter 26, to see what it means to walk with the Most High. I'm gonna start at Leviticus 26 and verse 3. It says, "If ye walk in my statutes and keep my commandments and do them." So the Most High, he's saying, if we walk in his statutes and we keep his commandments and we do them, these are the blessings that he gonna give us, right? So he goes from saying, "Then I will give you rain in due season, and the land shall yield her increase." So he's basically gonna give us all of these blessings. Jumping down to verse 11, it says, "And I will set my tabernacle among you, and my soul shall not abhor you. And it says, verse 12, and I will walk among you and will be your God, and ye shall be my people. So if we walking in the Lord's commandments and his statutes, then the Lord said that he will walk among us. What is that? We walking with the Most High by keeping his commandments, you know? We walking with the Most High, just like Enoch did. So what does that mean? Enoch kept the law. Enoch kept the commandments, because what it says, he walked with God. You know, he walked with God. He kept the law, statutes, and commandments, you know? Let's get another precept on that, on the walking, how to walk with the Most High. This the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 10, verse 12. It says, and now, Israel, what doth the Lord thy God require of thee, but to fear the Lord thy God, to walk in all his ways. So now it's going to explain how to walk in all his ways. It says, and to love him, and to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul, to keep the commandments of the Lord and his statutes, which I command thee this day, for thy good. So that's how you show your love for the Lord. That's how you walk with the Lord. That's how you fear the Lord, you know, by keeping his commandments. So that's how we go through. That's how we get the understanding that that Enoch kept the commandments of the Lord, you know, because it said Enoch walked with the Most High, and the Lord showed us how we will walk with him by keeping his commandments, you know, walking in his ways. So let's go to the book of go back to Genesis chapter 6 this time, and verse 8. It says, but Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. These are the generations of Noah. Noah was a just man and perfect in his generations, and Noah walked with the Most High. So there go that walked again, you know. It says Noah walked with the Most High, you know. So let's get another precept on the walk. You know, I'm not doing nothing but building brothers and sisters precepts on understanding, you know. So let's say it says Noah was a just man and walked with the Lord, just like Enoch walked with the Lord. And through the precepts, we got to understand what it means to walk with the Lord, you know. So we're gonna go to the book of Deuteronomy chapter 26 and 17. It says, thou hast avouched the Lord this day to be thy God, and to walk in his ways, and to keep his statutes and his commandments and his judgments, and to hearken unto his voice. So what does that mean? That means Noah, he was a just man and walked with the Lord. What does that mean? He walked in the Lord. He walked in the law, statutes, and commandments of the Lord. Noah was righteous. Noah kept the dietary law. You know, Noah kept the civil law. You know, Noah Noah kept the what is it, the law on hygiene, when you're supposed to cleanse your flesh after your uncleanness, you know. Noah kept all of these laws, statutes, and commandments, because it was passed down as oral tradition. Our forefathers had the law back then, man. We got to understand these things, you know. So we go back to Genesis chapter 7 this time, and I'm gonna start at verse 1. It says, and the Lord said unto Noah, come thou and all thy house into the ark, for thee have I seen righteous before me in this generation. Of every clean beast thou shalt take. So like, it was getting hot in here. Open my door a little bit, it's getting hot. But it says of every clean beast thou shalt take to thee by sevens. So if the law ain't coming till Moses' time, and the dietary law ain't coming till Moses' time, why is the Lord saying of every clean beast we should take? Noah should take by sevens, and of every the male and his female, and of the beasts that are not clean by two. So what does that mean? It was a distinction between clean beasts and an unclean beast back in Noah's time before the flood. Does that mean that the law was there before the flood? I think that's what that means. That's exactly what that means. You know, it's like it's loud out here, but let's just through the spirit we go to Leviticus chapter 11, just to touch up on the dietary law, because that's all the Lord was expounding upon, of every clean beast and every unclean beast. You know, you take the clean by sevens and you take the unclean by twos. You know, so this is the book of Leviticus chapter 11 and verse 2, it says, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, These are the beasts which ye shall eat among all the beasts which are upon the earth. Whatsoever part of the hoof and is cloven footed and chew of the cud among the beasts, that shall ye eat. Nevertheless, these shall ye not eat, of them that chew the cud, or of them that divide the hoof, as the camel, because he cheweth not the cud, but divideth the hoof, he is unclean unto you. So the Lord is having Moses go on in depthly about the clean beast and the unclean beast, putting distinction between them, and how do you classify a beast as clean, and how do you classify a beast as unclean. So our forefathers, even before Moses' time, back in Noah's time, even back in Adam's time, we had that distinction between clean beasts and unclean beasts, man, because the law was there. Just because it wasn't written on a stone tablets, like how we got through Moses when we was in the wilderness, that doesn't mean our forefathers ain't had a law, man. You know. Salaki, it got too loud. They out there cutting them trees down over there. But so yeah, man, we even had the dietary law back then. Let's go to the book of Genesis, chapter 9. Expounding more on the dietary law. Because what else? What else besides clean beasts and unclean beasts? When you do eat a clean beast, what does the Lord tell you not to do? What does the Lord tell you not to eat? That's a part of that clean beast. We finna see right now. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 9, and verse 4. It says, But the flesh with the life thereof, which is the blood thereof, shall ye not eat. So what is the Lord saying? We can't eat the blood, man. Isn't that in the law of Moses? You know, wouldn't that mean that this was part of the Most High's law? You know, that our forefathers had the law back then before the flood. I mean, well, Salakia, this is after the flood, right here at this point. But even back then, this is still before Moses. It's still showing that our forefathers had an inkling of the law, that our forefathers had the law and was passing it down to each other from generation to generation to generation. Because what? That was commanded to them by the Lord to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. That's how they were the sons of God, because they kept the law, not just because the Lord wanted to slap a label on them and be like, okay, y'all the sons of God and everybody else just heathen. No, the Lord gave them laws, statutes, and commandments, and they was keeping it, and that's what made them the sons of God. On top of that, they was a chosen bloodline, so the Lord did just slap a label on them, but he gave them, but on top of that label, he gave them the laws, statutes, and commandments. He gave them a separation. He made them holy, like how the Lord made Israel holy, through that bloodline, giving us that Salakia, giving us them laws, statutes, and commandments to go along with it to make us even more holy, because we could be out here doing the same thing as the heathen, not keeping the Sabbath, celebrating Esau's holidays or folly days, you know, eating whatever we want to eat, what would make us holy then? What will make us the sons of the Most High then? The sons and daughters of the Most High. He had to give us a distinction, and his law is that distinction, between us and the other nations. So let's go to Salaki, I want to touch up on that blood. So we're gonna go to the book of Leviticus. What is that, chapter 17? Leviticus chapter 17. And what is that, 10? Leviticus 17 and 10, it says, And whatsoever man there be of the house of Israel, or of the strangers that sojourn among you, that eat of any manner of blood, I will even set my face against that soul that eat of blood, and will cut him off from among his people. For the life of the flesh is in the blood, and I have given it to you upon the altar to make an atonement for your souls, for it is the blood that make up an atonement for the soul. So what? That's the same thing the Lord just told Noah, that the life of the flesh is in the blood. So you can't eat the blood, man. Don't eat the blood. I despise that. That's an abomination to me. You out here eating blood. You acting like a damn Edomite. You acting like a damn cave beast, like you a damn wild animal or something. You just eating the blood, eating raw flesh. You can't do that. Y'all got to be set apart. Y'all got to be holy. And y'all got to keep my laws, statutes, and commandments. Paul was even saying this, man. Paul was even saying this. Because what? This is in the law. This is the Lord's law, man. You know, for you brothers and sisters that think Paul said that the law was done away with, you know, you got to answer this real quick. Because what? We just read that the Lord told us not to eat blood within the law. So let's go to the Acts 15 to see what Paul was telling those scattered Israelites that didn't know they was Israelites but just found out the truth, you know. We'll go to the book of Acts chapter 15 and 29. It says that ye abstain from meats of that you abstain from meats offered to idols and from blood. So what? He just said that you abstain from blood, man. You know, that's written in the law. You know, not eating meat sacrificed unto idols, you know, that's also in the law. Because what? You shall have no other gods before the Most High, you know? So he say, Acts 15 and 29, it says that ye abstain from meats offered to idols, and from blood, and from things strangled, and from fornication, from which if ye keep yourselves, ye shall do well, fare ye well. So what? Paul was telling them to stay away from the blood. Don't eat nothing that still got blood in it. Don't eat no damn rare steak. Don't eat no damn raw ass chicken. You know, if you take a bite out of it and you see the blood is still in it, throw that thing back on the grill, man. Throw that thing back in the pot. Throw that thing back in the oven until it's all the way cooked, man. You know, I don't want you to eat nothing with the blood, cause what? The Lord said the life of the flesh is in the blood, just like He just told Noah. So what does that mean? Noah had the law, man. That's another gunshot. That's another headshot for you brothers out there that's saying that our forefathers ain't had to keep the law, and that the law was ain't coming till Moses, man, and that the law only came through Moses. Then how did our forefathers know not to eat the flesh? I mean, eat the blood, then, man. How did our forefathers know what was clean and what was unclean? With the distinction of the beast, man. How did our forefathers Cain and Abel know know not to know to give the Lord a damn a sin offering, man? You know, how did they know these things? Because the Lord gave them the law, man. They had the law. It's the law of God, you know. So let's go to the book of, we're going to go back to Genesis. You know, I'm going to get a couple more and I'm going to wind down. Back to Genesis chapter 38. It's like you know. We'll go to 19 first. 19 is speaking on Sodom and Gomorrah. You know, because what? I mean, this show that the law was there back then too, you know. Genesis chapter 19 and 2, it says, I'm going to start at 2. It says, and he said, behold, now my lords turn in. So, like, I'm going to just start at 1 to get the context. It says, and there came 2 angels to Sodom at even, and Lot sat in the gate of Sodom, and Lot, seeing them, rose up to meet them, and he bowed himself with his face toward the ground. So what? 2 angels came. Lot was sitting at the gate, you know, basically watching over the city, you know, and what? He saw the 2 angels coming. He was like, what? He bowed down to him and he was like, you know, come stay with me. Come stay with me for the night, you know, wash your feet, wash up, you know, have something good to eat or whatever, you know, and tarry with me, you know. But the angels were sent there to destroy the land. They were sent there to destroy them what was it, 5 cities? I believe it was 5 cities. It was either 5 or 6. Salakia, forgive me. But yeah, man. You know, they were sent there to destroy it because of all the wickedness that was going on, all the fornication, all the yeah, Salakia. That's what I wanted. All the fornication that was going on, man. You know, I'm gonna jump down to. We'll get an example of the fornication that was going on. Salakia, bear with me. I'm gonna jump down to verse. verse 4. It says, but before they lay down, speaking about the angels, before they got comfortable in Lot's house, it says the men of the city, even the men of Sodom, compassed the house round about, both old and young, all the people from every quarter. So all the men in the city, they surrounded Lot's house, you know, trying to get at the angels, trying to get with the angels, man. You know, basically trying to rape them. You know, that's what they was doing. They was trying to rape the angels. That's how wicked they was in Sodom and Gomorrah, man. And them brothers was wicked, some Hamites. You know, they was so damn that's I mean, Salakia, that's so damn off, man, for real. To want to rape some angels, you know. I mean, they probably couldn't tell that they was angels, but to want to rape them though, to want to rape two men that just entered into the city, you basically showing what your city all about, you know. Like that's the kind of hospitality you finna show them brothers. You finna try to get up in them and force them brothers. That's crazy. You finna try to do that. It says, verse 5. It says, and they called unto Lot and said unto him, where are the men which came into thee this night? Bring them out unto us that we may know them. And what does it mean to know somebody? That means to have sex with them. Like in Genesis 24:67, when it says Isaac brought Rebecca into his mother Sarah's tent and knew her, and she became his wife, you know. So I mean, and took her and she became his wife. You know, he knew her. He knew her. Like it said, Rebecca, she was a virgin. Neither has she known any man. You know, that means she never had sex with nobody. You know. So what? It said they wanted to know the two men that walked into Lot's house. They wanted to know them brothers. Let's talk about. They wanted to have sex with them, man. They wanted to gang rape them brothers. The gang rape them angels. You know. And that's so wicked. That's off. That's why the Lord had to destroy that place, man. Had to obliterate it. Had to rain that fire down from the heavens. It says, and Lot went out into the door unto them and shut the door after him, and said, I pray you, brethren, do not so wickedly. So what? He said, I pray y'all don't do so wickedly, man. Don't be like that. Don't be like that. Don't be trying to do that with these brothers, trying to gang rape these brothers because they new and because they angels and they probably look perfect, man. Don't be trying to do that with these brothers, man. You know, these is celestial beings, man. You know, don't be trying to do that. I got two daughters. Well, Lot go on to say I got two daughters that y'all can have. They ain't never even known, man. Don't even know how to be with a man, you know. But I got them, and y'all can do whatever y'all want with them. Just don't touch these two men right here. But what? They was like, nah, we want the men. We want them. I want him, and he want him. And then after that, he go, and after that, he go. No, that's off, man. That's so off, bro. That's wicked as hell, bro. That's why the Lord had to destroy that. I'm gonna jump down to verse. I'm gonna jump down to verse 12. It says, and the men said unto Lot, Hast thou here any besides son-in-law and thy sons and thy daughters? And whatsoever thou hast in the city, bring them out of this place, for we will destroy this place, because the cry of them is waxing great before the face of the Lord, and the Lord hath sent us to destroy it. Why did the Lord have a problem with the way that the men in Sodom and Gomorrah was acting? You know, why did he have a problem with their actions, and why did he have a problem with their lifestyle? Because it's against his law, man. You know, it's against his law. Let's go to that. Let's go to the book of Leviticus, chapter 20 and verse 13. It says, Leviticus 20 and 13, it says, if a man also lie with mankind, as he lieth with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination, they shall surely be put to death, their blood shall be upon them. So if a man lie with another man, like he's supposed to lie with a woman, that's a damn abomination. You know, it says they shall surely be put to death. So what? The whole damn city was doing that, man. The whole damn city was doing that, and that was really an example unto us, man, that we not supposed to be dealing with that type of fornication, with any type of fornication. But we're not supposed to be dealing with that homosexuality. The Lord don't play about that, man. That's a sin worthy of death, like we just read. It say they shall surely be put to death. Let's go to the book of Jude, chapter 1 and 7. It says, even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them in like manner, giving themselves over to fornication, and going after strange flesh, are set forth an example, suffering the vengeance of eternal life. So what? They was given over to fornication and going after strange flesh, men with men, women with women, old men with young men, pedophiles. They was doing all type of that, all type of things like that, man. That's why the Lord had to utterly obliterate, the them five cities off of the face of the earth, man. Had to destroy it, man, and everybody in them, you know. So let's get another part of the law that our forefathers had. Another example, the law of the brother. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 38, and I'm gonna start at 7. It says, "And Judah's firstborn, was wicked in the sight of the Lord, and the Lord slew him," meaning the Lord killed him because he was wicked. It says, "And Judah said unto Onan, Go in unto thy brother's wife and marry her, and raise up seed to thy brother." So this is the law of the brother, man. If your brother if your brother die, if your brother if you and your brother, y'all and he got a wife, your brother got a wife and he died before him and his wife could have kids, it's law. It's the law of the Lord that you go in unto your brother's wife, meaning have sex with her, get her pregnant, and raise up seed unto your brother. Raise up your brother an inheritance, man. Raise up an inheritance from your brother, Raise up seed unto him, you know. That's the law. That's the law of the Lord. And Judah's son was supposed to do this. But we're gonna see what Judah's son did. It says, verse 8, it says, "And Judah said unto Onan, Go in unto thy brother's wife, and marry her, and raise up seed to thy brother. And Onan knew that the seed should not be his, and it came to pass, Slakia, and it came to pass when he went in unto his brother's wife, that he spilled it on the ground, lest that he should give seed to his brother." So what did he do? When he went in unto her, when it was time for him to bust, he pulled it out and let it basically, excuse my language, skeet on the ground. The brother skeeted on the ground and chose not to raise up seed to his brother. So what did the Lord do to him? And that thing and that and the thing which he did displeased the Lord, wherefore he slew him also. So the Lord killed him too, man. Cause what? He was supposed to keep the law and raise up seed to his brother, but he didn't. He refused to do it. Let's go to the law where it's written at. In the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 25, go to the law of the brother. Yeah, I'm gonna get one more and I'm gonna wind down. Deuteronomy 25 and verse 7. It says, "And if the man," so like here, is that what I want? Oh, verse 5, so like here. It says, "If brethren dwell together, and one of them die and have no child, the wife of the dead shall not marry without unto a stranger." So she can't go and marry nobody else. She got it by law to marry that brother, you know. "Her husband's brother shall go in unto her and take her to him to wife, and perform the duty of an husband's brother unto her. And it shall be that the firstborn which she beareth shall succeed in the name of his brother which is dead, that his name be not put out of Israel. And if the man like not to take his brother's wife, then let his brother's wife go up to the gate unto the elders, and say, My husband's brother refuseth to raise up unto his brother a name in Israel. He will not perform the duty of my husband's brother. Then the elders of the city shall call him and speak unto him. And if he stand to it and say, I like not to take her." So if he refused to do it, if he be like, "Man, I don't want to have my brother old wife. I don't really like her like that. She ain't really all that cute to me, or I just think it's weird to have my brother wife and he dead and all that." You can't do that. You gotta keep the law of the Lord, man. You gotta do what the Lord said. You know, you gotta raise up that seed of your brother. It says, "Then shall his brother's wife come unto him in the presence of the elders, and loose his shoe from off his foot, and spit in his face, and shall answer and say, so shall it be done unto that man that will not build up his brother's house, and his name shall be called in Israel the house of him that have his shoe loosed. Because why? He gonna be called the house of him that had his shoe loose. Because why? He didn't want to raise up seed unto his brother, man. You know, he didn't want to do that. He refused to. He refused to keep the law of the Lord, just like Judah's son did. But what? The Lord slew him. The Lord slew Judah's son for not keeping the law of the brother. You know. So hey, that's another law our forefathers kept. Let's go to the book of Genesis 39. This will be my last one. Genesis 39, and I'm gonna start at 5. So like I'm in Exodus. Bear with me. Genesis 39 and 5. It says, speaking about Joseph, how he found grace in the sight of his master that he got sold to, because the Lord was dealing with him. It says, verse 5, it says, and it came to pass from the time that he had made him overseer in his house and over all that he had, that the Lord blessed the Egyptian's house for Joseph's sake, and blessed the Lord was Salakia. Blessed the Egyptian's house for Joseph's sake, and the blessing of the Lord was upon all that he had in the house and in the field. And he left all that he had in Joseph's hand, and he knew not all he had, save the bread which he did eat. And Joseph was a goodly person and well favored. Verse 7, here go the point. And it came to pass after these things that his master's wife cast her eyes upon Joseph and said, lie with me. So the master of Joseph's house, the master where Joseph master, his wife she wanted Joseph. You know, she wanted to lie with him. She wanted to commit adultery with him. But what? But what did Joseph say? She said, lie with me. And verse 8 says, but he refused and said unto his master's wife, behold, my master would have not what is with me in the house, and he hath committed all that he hath to my hand. There is none greater in this house than I, neither have he kept back anything from me but thee. So he said, my master gave me everything in this house. I got access to everything in this house, anything that I want. He didn't say I couldn't touch nothing but you, which is his wife, you know. And that's something I'm not gonna touch, because you his wife, you his possession, you know. It says, because thou art his wife, how then can I do this great wickedness and sin against God? So what did Joseph just say? He said, how can I do this great wickedness and sin against God? First off, what is sin? Let's go to that. Let's go to 1 John 3 and 4 real quick to see what sin is, you know. Because what? Through the precepts we get the understanding. 1 John 3 and 4. It says, whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law, for sin is the transgression of the law. So sin is the breaking of the law. So if Joseph said, how can I sin against God? He meaning, how can I break God's law? Meaning Joseph had God's law. That all our forefathers had God's law before Moses, you know. So let's go to the law that Joseph would have been breaking. We'll go to the book of Leviticus chapter 20 and 10, speaking on adultery. And then this will be my last precept and I'll wind out. Leviticus 20 and 10, it says, and the man that committeth adultery with another man's wife, even he that committeth adultery with his neighbor's wife, the adulterer and the adulteress shall surely be put to death. So Joseph would have slept with his master's wife. He would have been committing adultery, you know. And he knew that was a death penalty from the Lord, you know. So, hey, man, you know, through the Spirit, I hope everybody that come past this video and watch it is edified through the Spirit of power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. I want to give all honor and glory to the Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. And stay strong, you know, continue to stay diligent. You brothers that's out there on the highways and byways, keep doing the work. Stay heavy in the faith. You sisters that's out there, keep serving y'all husbands, taking care, holding the house down, taking care of them kids, man, them bad Israelite kids. I know it's crazy out there, but we just got to continue to stay diligent, man, you know. And Lord willing, you know, we all keep doing the work to make our calling and election sure. With that, I want to bid Israel a hearty shalom, you know. So, shalom, brother Kazak out.